Hong Kong's summer of 2025 underscored how exposed homes are to the city's weather. On August 5th, the heaviest daily August rainfall since 1884 drenched the territory, prompting a citywide black rainstorm warning and shuttering schools, clinics, and courts, with torrents flooding streets and even hospital areas. By 2 p.m., more than 350 millimeters of rain had fallen, and it was the fourth black alert in 8 days. Days later, another black warning was hoisted for the fifth time since late July, as intense downpours returned. These events weren't just inconvenient, they were reminders that extreme precipitation, landslips, and water damage are now regular features of the wet season. When the Hong Kong Observatory issues a black rainstorm signal, it means extremely heavy rain is falling over the city at a rate exceeding 70 millimeters in an hour. The sheer volume of water can overwhelm drainage and cause leaks through weak seals on window frames and balconies. But record rain attracts attention, and water damage is not the only exposure homeowners face. During the recent weather events in Hong Kong, police investigated burglaries that exploited the fact extreme conditions were hitting the city. Media reports detailed a luxury house in Red Hill Peninsula losing around $400,000 worth of items, while a separate series of restaurant and bakery break-ins during severe weather netted about $80,000 before an arrest was made. Opportunistic crime tends to spike when streets are quiet, visibility is poor, and residents are distracted by a storm. Simply put, when weather hits Hong Kong, there are a number of risks that come into play, and it is important to be as prepared as possible against every eventuality. In Hong Kong, when we talk about home insurance, we're referring to a broad term that splits into cover for your possessions and cover for the physical structure of a property you own. Contents insurance, as the name suggests, protects what you own inside your home. This includes things like furniture, electronics, clothing, and personal items. Under many home contents insurance products, this coverage can typically be offered on a worldwide all-risks basis. This means accidental or unforeseen losses inside and outside your home are covered unless an exclusion applies. On the other side of this is fire insurance, also known as fire and allied perils insurance. Fire insurance protects the physical structure of your property against a named risk. Fire insurance is often required by banks for mortgaged properties. But it is important to understand that this type of coverage only responds to losses where the proximate cause is a covered peril, named in the policy. Understanding the differences between home contents insurance and fire and allied peril insurance in Hong Kong is going to be critical in protecting yourself from the weather risks impacting your home. Under insurance, claims depend on the loss being caused by a covered risk. If you own a fire insurance policy on your home, and if a fire causes your sprinklers to go off soaking your living room in water, then a fire insurance policy is still able to provide cover because the initial cause of the loss was fire. However, if heavy rain drives water through windows flooding your apartment, a basic fire-only policy will likely provide no assistance due to the simple fact that the covered loss was not in play. There was no fire involved. Understanding how your policy will cover a loss and how insurers create the language in their contracts is critical when it comes to protecting yourself from Hong Kong's weather risks. Because storms, landslips, and flooding are regular weather-related risks in Hong Kong, many property owners elect to extend their fire insurance coverage to fire and allied perils protection, or even upgrade completely to property all risks coverage. This broadens the covered risks under a fire insurance policy to include hazards like water damage, typhoons and windstorms, landslip and subsidence, and even earthquakes, and can give you critical peace of mind that your property is protected even in the face of the worst weather the city has to offer. If you don't own your Hong Kong home, then home contents insurance is going to be the mainstay in your property risk management toolset. There are myriad home contents insurance options in Hong Kong, and a number of products will cover your personal possessions both inside and outside your home on a worldwide all-risks basis. With coverage including theft following forcible entry, water damage from burst pipes or driving rain that penetrates into your apartment, and even protection for damage to fixtures and fittings you may have had installed in your capacity as a tenant, home contents and renters insurance ensures that no matter what happens, your personal belongings are protected from accidental loss or damage. Households with significant art, watches, wine, or other unique collections should consider policies that blend household contents insurance with specialist collections cover. Collections and art insurance policies can insure loss or damage to works, newly acquired items, pairs and sets, and even costs for repairs, restorations, or emergency evacuation of the collection. Many features apply worldwide, which is useful if part of a collection is on loan or kept abroad. And they typically sit alongside generous protection for general contents and alternative accommodation if your residence becomes uninhabitable. Hong Kong's rainfall records this August, together with the run of black rainstorm warnings, confirm what the 2023 deluge already hinted. Extreme rain is no longer rare. Pair that with opportunistic crime during severe weather, and the case for comprehensive home cover becomes practical, not theoretical. The right blend of protection, contents cover with sensible limits and scheduled items, plus building insurance extended for water, wind and landslip turns uncertain seasons into manageable claims. For more information about home insurance in Hong Kong, or to get a free quote today, ask CCW, where your insurance is always swift, simple and sorted.